held in place by what looked like lacquered chopsticks. Were lacquered chopsticks. "Hi," Helle said. "Helle Madsen to see Mr. Sam Woolf." "Helen?" The receptionist frowned at her screen. "No, Helle. Like Helen, but without the N." The receptionist gave her a nice, if uninterested smile, and invited her to sit, assuring her Mr. Woolf would see her shortly. Helle took a seat by the windows, peering down at the traffic below. London. She had to pinch herself not to break out in a goofy grin. She was in London, and if she played her cards right, she might even be invited to stay beyond the 6-month secondment. A woman tapped by on high heels, and Helle glanced her way, taking in her own strict business attire before studying her black pants. Maybe she should have worn a skirt. Yes, she probably should have worn a skirt, she corrected herself, as 2 more women came marching by, legs encased in shimmering pantyhose. Shit. "Miss Madsen?" The soft voice came from somewhere to her right, and Helle lurched to her feet. A suave blonde gave her a slight smile before indicating Helle should follow her. They walked down a long corridor, turned to the left, where the blonde ushered Helle into a huge corner office. "Your visitor, Mr. Woolf," she said, before retiring, closing the door in her wake. Helle remained where she was, uncertain what to do as long as the man kept his back to her. He was standing at the other side of the desk, staring out through the floor-to-ceiling windows, in dark pants with a white tailored shirt that clung to impressively broad shoulders. The man before her radiated power, in everything from his casual stance to the way he was talking to whoever was on the opposite end of the telephone line. "No," he said calmly. "You'll do it my way, or pay the consequences. Surely you know that by now, Simon." He was watching her blurred reflection in the window, and Helle shifted on her feet, considering whether to leave and allow him his privacy. She took a couple of steps toward the door, but he raised his hand. He flicked it and pointed his index finger to a chair. She sat down. He gave her a thumbs up. "Tomorrow, 10 sharp. And don't fail me this time. If you do—" The threat in his dark voice made Helle shiver and feel quite sorry for this unknown Simon. Mr. Woolf finished his call and didn't even glance at her, before picking up a paper from his desk and reading it. Typical intimidating tactic. Helle willed herself to remain still and relaxed. "Helle," he said. "Now that is a name I haven't heard in a very, very long time." He raised his head and looked at her properly. A shocked exclamation escaped him, blood draining so fast out of his face that Helle worried he was about to faint. And then she wasn't worrying about him anymore. She was worrying about herself, quailing under the look he gave her. Black eyes bored into hers. For a moment, Helle's vision fragmented, and the man standing in front of her was not wearing a shirt and a designer tie. He was in a mantle embroidered with gold, but the look on his face was just as angry, just as dangerous. She was already out of her chair, backing toward the door. "Flee! Run!" Her brain screeched warnings. Perspiration broke out along her spine, and Helle bit back on a whimper. "Damn!" Woolf's voice cut through her panic. "My apologies," he continued, coming towards her, and when Helle dared look at him, he was back to looking normal, the intensity in his eyes no longer threatening. "For a moment there, you reminded me of someone I used to know. A long time ago." He regarded her avidly, as if waiting for a reaction. "Oh." A person whose guts he obviously hated. There went her opportunity of extending her secondment, and all because of an unfortunate resemblance to an unknown woman. "Please." He gestured towards the chair. "Sit down." Once she'd complied, he sat down as well, a bit too close. He gave her a brilliant smile, and Helle could almost convince herself she'd imagined the menace oozing from him some moments earlier. Almost. She gave him a guarded look,